Are you applying for jobs left and right, but not getting enough interviews? That happened to me. And I'm gonna share with you some strategies that I use, some steps that I came up with to help me get more interviews, and I'm gonna share those steps and strategies with you in this video. My name is Ruzanna. Welcome to my home office. And before I continue with what the video is about today, I'll share my fun fact as I do in every video. So the fun fact for today's video is that I drink about 3 cups of coffee a day, but in all honesty, I don't drink them fully. I only drink about a quarter to half. And then as it gets cold, I don't like to re-microwave, so I just get rid of the rest. So it's just something fun and interesting that I thought I'd share with you. So let me get to what the video is about today. One of the things that I have found is it's become more and more difficult to get interviews. It has to do with the job market right now. From the applications until the interview part, there's about a 20% chance that you're going to be picked to interview. And obviously from there, an even lower chance that you're going to get the job. It's very competitive. Let me share something with you. My last job, 3 years ago when I became assistant principal, I started looking for jobs. There's one particular site that I use that educators use. It's edjoin.org. That's what we use to apply for jobs. I found that 9 or 10 applications that I submitted, I was picked for 1 interview. Can you believe that? So that means I had to send my application 9 different times for me to get 1 interview. And then it wasn't until my 9th interview that I actually got offered a position. On my 6th interview, it was so hurtful because it was a district that I wanted to go work in. I felt like they had a really good organization, they were innovative, and when it didn't happen, when I got a call from the head of human resources saying, "So sorry, you did a good job, but we went with somebody else," I went home and cried because, you know, it does hurt you. If you are the kind of person who knows how to not take it so personally, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. But for me personally, it was hard. It was really hard to be rejected time and time again. But the thing was, I didn't give up. What I did, each time I was like, what can I do to get better? What am I doing wrong? What should I do differently? Now, this video is about getting more interviews. In the future, I do plan on doing one about interviewing, like maybe strategies and steps and skills, especially now that I've been on the other side where I'm interviewing people. I have some things I could share with you. But this particular video is about getting more interviews. Let me get right into the steps and strategies right now. Strategy number 1. Looking for work is a very time-consuming process. All you have to do is in your planner, in your calendar, write down exactly how much time you can give to searching for a job each day. So you kind of have to come up with a strategy that would work for you. Do you think you could do 30 minutes of job searching and applying a day? Can you do 1 hour a day? If you're not working right now, it should probably be like 8 hours, you know, like 8 hours of just searching and applying, because the more places you apply, the more you are raising your chances of getting called or emailed for an interview. It's a numbers game, which leads to strategy number 2. Knowing that it's a numbers game, keep track of how many you're applying to. Figure out what your percentage is. For example, let's say you applied to 20 places. In one day, you managed to do 20 places. How many of them in a matter of a week, maybe 2 weeks, called you back for an interview? Because that's how it works. It's not instant, right? They like by the time you get called and emailed, it takes a while, it takes a week or 2. How many of those ended up being callbacks for interviews? Keep track. See what your percentage is and see if you want to do anything differently to increase your chances of getting that email, of getting that call. Strategy number 3, have some specific job sites in mind that you can use. So have like maybe 4 or 5 that every time you sit to search, you're gonna search. I used one particular one because in education, there's this one site that we all go to, but that maybe like you're looking for a job in accounting and there is no one particular website. Maybe you're looking for a job as a claim adjuster and there's no particular website. So what you want to do is find like 4 or 5 places that you know that you could go to every time you're applying to check and see what's out there. Strategy number 4, Go to job fairs as much as you can. Search, maybe once a week, search to see what job fairs there are that you can apply to. It's okay if they're a little bit further away, because you can always go and meet people, and you never know what that might produce. For example, you might attend a job fair that's 45 minutes away, but you might not know that the people you go and speak to at one of the booths, they might have a position that's 15 minutes away from your house. Meeting people, the employers face to face, is going to help you make a connection. And the more they remember you, know you, the better your chances will be to get an interview, like a formal interview. Strategy number 5, in my opinion, is like the most important. People don't understand the power of networking, of knowing people, and not just knowing people, but keeping in touch with people. Here's what I mean. When I was looking for work, what I did was I contacted people, everybody who I had in my phone, in my contacts, in my social media. That's so powerful, because chances are people do know people and they're going to put the good word for you. If you'd like, I'm going to put a link in the description box. I have something, it's for contacts in particular. It's called the Monthly Contact Reminder and Tracker. Basically what you do is all the people you know you've come in contact with over the years, you have to try to get back in connection with them, find them somehow, and put them on the list, so once every month, 2 months, 3 months, you get in touch with them. Keep in touch. You might help them, they might help you. But that's what happens. Have you ever heard people tell you, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know? That's what they're talking about. And if you have a big group of people that you could rely on to help you get somewhere, well then guess what? Your chances of getting interviews are going to be much higher. Strategy number 6. Have at least 3 people to look at your resume, look for misspelled words and grammatical errors. So here's what I mean by that, you guys. You don't know what you don't know. I've seen applications. I'll give you like an example from real life. Somebody sent us an application, we were hiring, and she put on there, I want to ensure that students do a good job. And guess what she put? Ensure, I-N-S-U-R-E. If this is a person trying to become a language teacher, an English teacher, and she doesn't know the difference between ensure with an I and ensure with an E, right? It's like, no, we can't do those things. And so I bet you things like this happen to me too. I misspell things all the time. Having another pair of eyes look at it, having 3 pairs of eyes look at it, just to make sure these little things are picked up on, is going to make a huge difference. Strategy number 7, be careful with your email address. If people are submitting applications and on there they put Steven Smith 420, Angie is an awesome girl 17. Those are cute. You can use those things with friends, those kind of email addresses, but not for employment, you guys. You have to be careful, right? So make sure you have a professional email that you always use. Jacqueline Johnson. Just say jacqueline.johnson14@gmail.yahoo. But come up with an email like that. That's a little bit more professional, so that way they don't throw out your application for that. You never know. You're trying to increase your chances of getting an interview, so you have to kind of put yourself in the other person's shoes. So the article I have written has 20 really good, really practical strategies. I don't want the video to be too long, and so that's why I'm only discussing like 7 of them here. But if you do visit the article, you'll get all 20. See which ones resonate with you, which ones you think you could put to use, and please use them. The link for it, again, will be in the description box. When you do go on the website, if you could subscribe, there's a subscribe button on basically every page. That way you could get the once a month resource guide, which is kind of like a newsletter. It's a very quick read, but it gives you a lot of really good strategies and things that are practical in nature that you could use in everyday life. Every Saturday at 6 o'clock, I have 1 or 2 new videos come up, but if you hit the notification bell, I bet it will remind you when a video is coming up. If any of what I said resonated with you, if you're still having trouble getting interviews, if you need some more strategies, especially after reading the article, if you have tried things that have worked for you, please comment below. And also let me share the last fun fact with you. We immigrated, my family and I, to the United States in 1989 from the former Soviet Union. And the way I speak English, just as well I used to speak Russian. I was like completely fluent in Russian. and I've lost a lot of it because I haven't used it ever since we've lived in the United States. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And if you also know Russian, if you speak Russian, please go ahead and comment, because I love connecting with people I have things in common with. I appreciate you being with me, and I will catch you in the next video.